It evokes so much emotion, whether it is one that we learned as a young child as we were going to Sunday school or church, and we tapped into that idea of what it meant to be lost and what it meant to be found, what it meant to be blind, what it meant to see. We heard the promise for each of us that would hold us fast, secure. The story of God's grace. Of course, the hymn writer, in putting this hymn together, was someone who had been involved in the slave trade in the early history of this country. And when he wrote those words of "saved a wretch like me," he took that very personally. He had a transformative experience that led him from one place to another. To hear that in God's grace there was room for him and for him to be renewed and to be a new person. And we come today from all of the places on our journey, and we wonder, what does it mean to come together in this space? What does it mean to hear God's story, God's promise for us, to sing words that are old and words that are new, to hear the ancient stories of the Hebrew people, alongside the narrative parable that Jesus tells, alongside our own life stories that are woven in? Is there a place where we might come with our lostness? Is there a place that we might come and know that we are found? Now, like most places, over time, we recognize that there's something like this. A lost and found box. Right? Here at Calvary, we have one. And some people may be looking for this sooner or later. We've got some hats and some mittens. We've got some sorrel boots that someone may want again fairly soon. We've got this lovely leather hat and an umbrella. We've got water and coffee containers here in our lost and found box. Now, some of you maybe have been turning on the light switches and sweeping your homes and looking meticulously for some of these items. So if these happen to be yours, know that they are here at Calvary. This is our lost and found box. But I also want you to take a moment and look at the wall to our south, and then the wall to our east, the wall to our north, and the wall to our west. Have you ever wondered about what it means to come into this space? And to think of this space as a lost and found box? You see, there are stories, items, lives that are plopped in this space. Some coming with the greatest of angst and fear. Some coming with the most hurt. Some coming with the greatest passion and love. Others service, imagination, creativity. All are coming, longing to hear that they are held secure. I love that the early immigrant churches and the churches before that often would make the roof shaped like the ark. That we were held within the boat of safety. Held secure in this promise and in this grace. Although sometimes when we come, it is more apt that we feel like part of the 99 or the 9 than we do the one that is lost. Those who show up every Sunday and are involved in committee meetings and sing in the choir and play instruments and teach Sunday school or go to Sunday school, it's easy to feel like we are simply one of the found, rather than the stories of our own struggle or lostness. And I know many of you on Thursday night went to hear Pastor Nadia Boltz-Weber, who is a pastor in Colorado, and she spoke at Central Lutheran. And I'm always amazed. I was meeting with some other pastors who said, you know, I always thought that I kind of had a faith story. And then I heard Nadia Bolz-Weber, and I realized I'm pretty boring. I've never felt like I was lost like that, like this pastor who has struggled with addiction and recovery, who has tattoos up and down both arms and piercings, and has been out there on the edge creating a new mission start called Church for All Saints and Sinners.